Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September 24th, and here is a look at our futures in the S&P. So taking a look here, it is a little bit of a pullback back down below the 50 here on the SPY, and you'll see the rest of the indexes are pulling back just a little bit after a really great couple of days. So taking a little bit of a break. That 50 is really important here. We're going to continue to watch that 50. Need to push ourselves back up above that, head toward the 20 to have that follow through. Here's the thing, kept saying it yesterday, make sure you have follow through. We have to watch for follow through in the charts. That being said, we took some nice trades yesterday, and one of those is right back on our list today, AFRM, Affirm Holdings. Look at this. We hopped in, rode that for a little bit, and then it just continued to go. Now, it did start, there was a blog post that was an old blog post with concerning Walmart, and so that gave it a bump, but it still is holding in really well here, and I think that this one might have a little bit more in it for a day trade, so this is really just a day trade here, but keep an eye on AFRM today. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other charts. TXN pushed up to all-time highs, following right here with the market. We broke through this level that was the previous resistance as we came up through that on Wednesday. Thursday came up beautiful along with the rest of the market, just really nice, strong market, across the sectors. The amount of advanced declines, it was just a really decent day. Now there's still several more that are trading below their 200 versus what it was maybe like a month or so ago, but those are really fighting to make their way back. So we're going to continue to watch the overall breadth of the market. But right now here, TXN looking pretty good to come up here and test this trend line, and I like the November 200s. So all of these will be for November, by the way, all of the calls I make. Well, while we're playing on our calculator, we might as well go ahead and sit at McDonald's and see how much more it costs us to eat there. Little bit of a weak candle with that top, that little bit longer of a wick, but McDonald's a lot in this space, whether it's Chipotle or Shake Shack. This space has been doing pretty darn well here, and McDonald's, it's part of the Dow. It's a big company, just doing well, finally doing well. So looking to test these previous highs at 247.05. Look for a move through yesterday's close, which is right here at 244.78. If it opens up above that, look for the break of yesterday's high there in McDonald's. I like the 250s. Energy here has been very strong. These are pretty extended, so you want to watch your position size on this, and I certainly wouldn't take several in the energy space. But ConocoPhillips here, really nice. Would look for a little bit of a pullback into this candle yesterday and can then catch it on the way back through the top of that candle. In ConocoPhillips, I would watch the 65s here. Just the energy space in general is looking pretty darn good. I'm going to go over here and show you Cabot Oil and Gas. A little bit easier of a trade because it's not just a breakout, right? We're going to target that 20. Nice for some equity here. A push through yesterday's close or yesterday's highs to test that 2009 and then a breakout on that. And I would look at the 20s for that. One that popped up in the order flow yesterday was Lending Club. So a little bit, not one I trade very often. And it had a very nice 3, touch the 8. Looking for the move now over the 20 in Lending Club. I like these at the 30 mark. If we get that push through the 20 and a hold over that 20. Oh, yeah, another one in the energy space I would take a quick look at is FANG. I didn't really like any of their options on this right now, but FANG as well in that energy space looks pretty darn good. A couple that I didn't find any options that I like for. QS, we talked about this in the room, right? So we moved up, inside candle, broke the inside candle, moved along very nicely. We do have a little bit of volume resistance here, but really anything up over yesterday's high, lots of room to the 200. If it can keep this kind of volume going, it did fall off just a little bit, but overall really good volume in QS, so take a look at that. I also like the financials did really well. I keep saying that, but pretty much everything did well. There you go. Looking at Discover Financial, nice cluster of moving averages. We hit the 50, pushed up pretty nicely on it, and looking to touch this trend line at 128.25, and then a continuation. Overall, really nice. Some might say that might be a little bit of a head and shoulder, kind of funky head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder rather, with that trend line then being the neckline. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, Lulu. Yep, Lulu here. I know this kind of looks messy. Why would I be bringing this up? Well, here's why. Big bump off of earnings, held that bullish gap really well. Came back in yesterday looking for the reversal back up on this after just kind of hanging out. We built a little bit of volume, but we still ended up closing over the previous day's action. We opened over it and closed over it. I like this. Just keep it on your watch for a potential break of, yeah, I would actually use this 433.70 and then see if we can go back up and test that 437. So that's a pretty good move in that stock if it can just get a little bit of continuation. A lot of the retailers in clothing did really, they have been doing very well. Last night we had cost report. It is, there we go. I swear I can type. Okay, cost. We'll go ahead and throw this over here on a 5-minute chart. There you go. Cost. You know, it's so funny how quickly these things can move right after earning, or right when the news is dropped. It's up a little bit over. Well, it's inside yesterday's candle, but on the top side of it here, we're getting an overall push down in the market, so that we kind of feel that here. But keep an eye on cost for continuation. And then we had Nike. Nike, they're having a lot of supply chain issues. There's just kind of a lot baked in. Nike took a bit of a beating here on these earnings. What I would say is watch for a reversal on this, because it does seem to be kind of a bit of an overreaction. But, we could have some selling in it. It is down at 151, which is bringing it. I'll show you where we are on that. We're down below here. So we want to watch this. So two ways to look at it. If it breaks into this gap here on the lower side, 150.48, a day trade in the put side would definitely be warranted. But I would also look for it to catch right here in this area, in this 150 area, and potentially start to reverse. So keep an eye on that. But that is it for me this morning. If you have any questions, let me know. Heather C at givingtreetrading.com. Let's make this a great Friday, end the week strong. There are implied opens down here around 135-ish on the Dow. Doesn't mean that we can't turn that right around and fight our way back up. Would like to see a higher close than the open today. Like to see that pattern kind of continue. All right, everyone. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you later.